OpenClaw has a set of files that can 10x your setup. Most people never open them, and that's exactly why their agents behave inconsistently, give vague answers, ignore instructions, or act like they've never met you before. In this video, I'm going to walk you through every file in the OpenClaw workspace, what each one does, what order OpenClaw reads them in, and most importantly, how to use them to get the most out of your OpenClaw setup. I'm a software engineer. I've dug through the actual architecture, and by the end of this video, you'll know exactly what to put in each file and why it changes how your agent behaves at a fundamental level. Before we look at the files, we need to clear up the biggest misconception most people have about OpenClaw. When you type a custom instruction into the chat settings, that's one input, but what your model actually receives, the full context that shapes how it thinks, who it is, and how it responds, comes from something else entirely. As session startup, OpenClaw assembles runtime context for your workspace files and your memory files. That assembled context is what gets handed to the model in every single session. The easiest way to think about this is your workspace files are the source code for your agent's brain. Change the files, change the agent, and that's it. And here's the part that a lot of people miss. Because this happens in the background in every session, most users never see it. They just see the output, which means when something goes wrong, when the agent doesn't follow a rule or forgets context or behaves differently than expected, they have no idea where to look. But now you will. So let's start outside the workspace folder with openclaw.json. This is the master configuration file. Think of it as the skeleton of your entire OpenClaw instance. It doesn't define your agent's personality. It doesn't shape behavior. What it does is tell OpenClaw which model provider you're using, where to find your API keys, which channels are connected, Telegram, WhatsApp, whatever you're running, in the core runtime settings for your instance. And one more important thing on this, OpenClaw is model agnostic. It supports multiple providers, Claude, GPT, others. The model you pick lives here in openclaw.json. The workspace files don't care which model is on the other end. They shape behavior regardless. The main thing to remember is this, openclaw.json is the infrastructure. You configure it once during setup and mostly leave it alone. If something is broken at a connection level, like the wrong model, missing API key, a channel not firing, this is where to look first. In plain English, openclaw.json is the plumbing, the workspace files are the personality. Now the workspace folder. This is where things get interesting. Everything that defines who your agent is, how it thinks, how it behaves, and how it knows about you lives in here in a set of markdown files. If openclaw.json is the skeleton, the workspace folder is the brain. And the reason it's markdown files instead of a database or a settings panel is intentional. OpenClaw is built around the idea that agents should have editable, human-readable identity, voice, and rules. You can open any of these files in the text editor, change them, and the next time your agent runs, it reflects those changes immediately. There's no compile step, no startup required. You edit the file, you save it, and your agent is different. The four files I want to walk you through are identity.md, SOUL.md, AGENTS.md, and USER.md. Each one is its own concern, and the moment you start treating them that way, your agent gets dramatically more reliable. So let's go through each one. Identity.md is the lightweight identity file. This is where you define your agent's name, its creature or character type, its vibe, its emoji, and its avatar. The easiest way to think about this is identity.md is your agent's first impression, the handful of lines that tell every system in every conversation what this agent is at a glance. It's small, usually just a few lines, but it's not just metadata. The name, the vibe, the emoji, all of that can influence how your agent introduces itself, how it shows up in chat, and the first impression it creates. A bland identity produces a bland agent. A specific one gives it presence from the start. The deeper personality, tone, voice, communication style, that's not here, that lives in soul.md. So you'll keep identity.md tight, focus on the character here, and then move on. Soul.md is the personality file. This is the deeper layer, tone, values, communication style, how your agent talks, what it cares about, how it expresses itself. In plain English, soul.md is what makes your agent feel like your agent and not a generic chatbot. This is where you define things like, does the agent speak formally or casually? Does it use humor? Does it use emojis? Does it bullet point everything or write in full sentences? How long are its responses? Is it warm? Is it dry? Is it direct? But soul.md isn't only voice. The official template also includes high-level boundaries, privacy rules, whether to ask before taking external actions, how to behave in group chats, the principle of not sending half-baked replies. The way to think about it is soul.md is the values and character of your agent. That includes how it talks and the high-level lines it won't cross. The who am I and what do I stand for file. The granular, more operational rules, what specific actions are allowed, exact tool permissions, routing logic, red lines in specific scenarios, those will live in the agents.md, and we'll get to that next. Soul.md changes slowly. Most people set it once and barely touch it for months. Get the voice and values right, and they carry every single response your agent ever produces. Now, agents.md, and this is the operating manual, the workspace rulebook. Agents.md is where the operational logic lives. Session startup behavior, memory rules, red lines, the difference between external and internal actions, group chat behavior, tools and how they're used, and heartbeat behavior. behavior, heartbeat behavior, proactive behavior, when the agent should reach out versus when it should stay quiet. The easiest way to think about it is if the SOUL.md is who your agent is and what it stands for, the agents.md is the day-to-day playbook for how it operates. And this is where you tune OpenClaw's defaults. So by default, OpenClaw agents are cautious, they wait, they ask, they hedge. If you want different behavior, more autonomy, faster execution, specific routing, you can encode it here. You also use agents.md to define hard operational red lines, specific tools the agent should never call without permission, specific actions that always require approval, the places where you draw bright lines for the agent's day-to-day decisions. There's overlap with Soul.md, and that's intentional. Soul.md has the high-level don't send half-baked replies principle. Agents.md has the specific before calling external API do X rule. One is values, the other is procedure. Both shape behavior, and unlike Soul.md, Agents.md changes constantly. As you discover new edge cases, new failure modes, new things you want your agent to handle differently, you add rules to Agents.md. It's a living document, and this is the file I'd recommend spending the most time on. Most behavioral problems with OpenClaw agents, the waiting, the hedging, the refusing, the going off script, they can trace back to a thin or missing Agents.md. USER.md is the personal context file. So this is where you store information about yourself, your name, what to call you, your time zone, your projects, your preferences, what you care about. So your agent doesn't have to ask every time. So in plain English, user.md is what your agent knows about you before you say a single word. Without it, every conversation starts cold. With it, your agent already has context. It knows who you are, what matters to you, and how to tailor its responses. And a quick note about user.md, this is different from OpenClaw's active memory and dream memory systems, which I cover in a different video. Those systems are dynamic. They update automatically based on conversations. User.md is static. You write it manually and it persists as a permanent baseline. Think of active memory as what your agent remembers from experience, and user.md is what you explicitly tell it about yourself. And one last really important thing before we move on. Identity, soul, agents, and user are the 4 files you'll touch most, but the workspace can include more. Memory.md holds long-term durable facts, preferences, and decisions. The distilled memory layer. Tools.md holds environment-specific notes like API endpoints, SSH host, and device names. And there are a few others depending on how your instance is configured. Now let's talk about how all of this actually works together. When you start a session in OpenClaw, before your first message even reaches the model, OpenClaw assembles the runtime context. That context includes your workspace files, identity.md, soul.md, agents.md, user.md, plus your memory files like recent daily memory and memory.md. OpenClaw stitches them together into the startup context the agent runs on. Once that context is assembled at the start of the session, the agent doesn't keep manually rereading those files in the middle of the conversation unless something specifically requires it. The startup context is what shapes behavior across the session. Here's why this matters practically. If you want your agent to behave differently, change its tone, follow a specific role, avoid a specific behavior, you don't tell it in chat, you put it in the right file. Then the next session picks it up automatically, and that's it. That's the actual architecture. The files are assembled at startup, handed to the model, and carried through the session. So a quick recap. We have the openclaw.json. This is the infrastructure, model provider, API keys, channels. We have the identity.md, the lightweight identity, name, creature, vibe, emoji, avatar. Then we have the soul.md, which is the personality and values, tone, communication style, high-level boundaries. We have the agents.md, the operating manual, session behavior, operating rules, red lines, tools, routing. And we have the user.md, what your agent knows about you, static baseline context about the human. They become the full blueprint your model carries through every conversation in that session. Most people never open these. Now you know exactly what's in them and why they matter. If you want the full PDF guide on these files, you'll find them in our free school community. The link is in the description, and we go way deeper on OpenClaw, so make sure to join. Drop a comment below. Let me know what you want me to cover in the next video. I read every single comment, and like and subscribe if you found this helpful. I'll see you in the next one.